Ave Maria, everyone. Welcome back to this series on the life of Christ. Today we're going to look specifically at Luke chapter 1, verse 2, and I'll start by reading the first 4 verses of chapter 1 just to give us the context. That's known as the dedication to Theophilus. And St. Luke writes, "Inasmuch as many have undertaken to compile a narrative of the things which have been accomplished among us, just as they were delivered to us by those who from the beginning were eyewitnesses and ministers of the word, it seemed good to me also, having followed all things closely for some time past, to write an orderly account for you, most excellent Theophilus, that you may know the truth concerning the things of which you have been informed." All right, so we're looking at verse 2, which says, "Just as they were delivered to us by those who from the beginning were eyewitnesses and ministers of the word." So St. Luke has received his information about Christ, about his words, about his deeds. And who did he receive this information from? It was from eyewitnesses and ministers of the word. So eyewitnesses of the word, that is, those who saw the word made flesh. This is St. Jerome's commentary on this verse. Okay, the word referring to the word incarnate, that these were eyewitnesses of the word made flesh, just as St. John writes in his letter. This is the first letter of St. John, chapter 1, verse 1. What does he say? "That which was from the beginning, which we have heard, which we have seen with our eyes, which we have looked upon and our hands have handled, of the word of life. That which we have seen and heard, we declare unto you." Okay, so these things were declared unto St. Luke from the apostles. They were eyewitnesses, and it says they were also ministers of the word. That can be understood as they ministered to Christ, the word made flesh, but they were also entrusted by Christ with the ministry of the word, that is, with preaching the gospel, of passing on what they received from the word made flesh. And so, what is the lesson? What's our takeaway from this verse? Well, we too are eyewitnesses of the word made flesh, made sacrament, right? When we behold the Blessed Sacrament, when we're there in adoration, we are beholding the word made flesh, made bread, right? Made sacrament, under the appearance of bread. And so we're eyewitnesses in that sense, right? I mean, we can bear witness to the truth of the real presence, okay? But also, we are ministers of the word. We hear the word, right? The words of Christ, when we read the gospel, when we hear the gospel proclaimed, and we are called to be doers of the word, right? To put this word that we have received into practice. And so the word that we receive, the gospel that we receive, and then by living it, we too then become ministers of the word, passing it on, transmitting it to future generations. So let's examine ourselves on that point, right? Are we doing that faithfully? Are we answering that call? And let's ask St. Luke to intercede for us that we might do it even better. Ave Maria.